Kunjorin cheno son Dovini bena Tuji shenchi zero Resa yena meto.
I get back to Kathmandu, having traveled overland from London in a VW bus, and around Christmas, 1969, and heard that this great Lama in Kathmandu, Karmapa, and Vicky had told me about Karmapa. She had met him in Sikkim, and she said he has a gold watch and he's really fat. And I thought, that's not my guru. My guru's going to be thin, ascetic, meditative. And so I was sure I actually didn't want to meet him because Vicky had told me that he was fat and he wore a gold watch, and that was obviously disqualified him. And so, but everyone was going to see him, and so I kind of, had to go because everyone was talking about this amazing Lama. And so we went, this friend of mine, some of you may know John Travis, he's a Vipassana teacher, Jack Cornhill. John and Pam was his girlfriend then, and we went. And we were sort of standing in the back, and he came out and he did the black hat ceremony, which is so many people. Did any of you see the 16th Karmapa give the black hat? Yes. You did, of course, yeah. It changed people's lives. So many people are date their life from that ceremony. And so, but it was okay for me, but it wasn't I wasn't that impressed. And then we all went up, and you all go and you get bonked on the head with this little, he has a stick, and then he has some blessing, prayer, mantra wrapped up in cloth, and he would hit you on the head with this, and everybody got that. And so that was the first moment when I really had contact with him, and he looked down at me, and he smiled, this amazing smile. And his smile was just amazing, and he smiled a lot. He laughed a lot. Really joyful being. And then he said something to the guy next to him, his assistant. And then I was, washed away in the river of humanity. And so then I started feeling like there was something I was supposed to do, but I didn't know what it was, and it was urgent, though. Whatever it was urgent, and so I couldn't really sleep, but I didn't know what it was. But I knew it was some kind of leap I had to make. I had to leap into spirituality, and I would tell people this. I need to make a leap into spirituality. But I wasn't a Buddhist. I had found out about Buddhism when I went to Dharamsala that first time, and I thought it sounded really depressing. Everything's suffering. Everything's suffering. But wasn't interested in that, so I didn't pursue that. But I really liked the Tibetans, and so I had the sadhana from Trungpa Rinpoche, Sadhana Bala Suttas, and in it is a line, and it's a lot about Karmapa. There's a lot of reference to him, Karmapakshi, and so on. And there's a line in it that says, the only offering I can make is to follow your example. And I somehow turned this into the fact that he was a monk and therefore I should be a nun. That would be following his example. It's somehow, that was a message that I got. And so I had heard from the Tibetans that if you want to become a nun, you have to gesture that you want to cut off your hair. Because as Jessamine was saying, we didn't have translators, so that you cut off your hair. So I got my hair all ready. I wore my hair in braids, and I used to braid silk thread into my hair. I remember it was a yellow and blue. So I had my braids, and I went in and brought him flowers. It was early in the morning, and I gestured, cut off my hair. And there was this Bhutanese doctor there. Do you remember him? Jigme, Dr. Jigme. Anyway, so he could speak some English, and so His Holiness said, what's she saying? So I said, I want to become a nun. I wasn't even a Buddhist. And and then he looked at me with his amazing look, which he still has in the 17th, has the same, like he sees you completely, past, present, and future. And he said, yes, but not here. I want to ordain you in Bodh Gaya on the full moon. And so I said, okay. And he said, get some robes, and I'll meet you there. And so I was experiencing my last boyfriend, and my last BD, those little cigarette things, on the way to the airport. And, I threw it away, said goodbye to him, got on the plane, flew to Patna, and then went to Bodh Gaya and met them. And then I had my head shaved at a barbershop in Bodh Gaya, and then went into the ordination with just His Holiness Karmapa in a hotel room with the 4 tulkus in there. And it was an amazing experience. I felt like I was flying afterwards, but I was having trouble keeping my robes on. And you have to do a lot of prostrations, and I kept catching my feet in the back of the robe, so it was sort of falling off. I was like, this is not going to be good. My skirt falls off in front of all these monks, because I didn't have on anything under it. And it kept kind of slowly descending, my shanta, which I didn't want before. But anyway, I made it through, and then when I went outside afterwards, the Bhutanese doctor said to me, that first day when you came to Swayambhu, His Holiness predicted this. And he said he knew you from before, and that you would benefit the Dharma in the future. So that's that story.
Ngandi pongin so pa na kilu timindu ni ni ki hor sa てでからぞろお前